Good day everyone. So today we are going to go through on the slides on Mathematics Checkpoint Seminar 2020. So let's look at the next slide, which is the checkpoint exam date will be on 5th to 10 October 2020. There will be two papers for checkpoint mathematics with the code of 1112/01 for paper 1, 1112/02 for paper 2. Duration for both papers will be 1 hour with marks of 50 marks. And the materials needed for paper 1 will be geometrical instruments with no calculator is allowed. For paper 2, a calculator is allowed and geometrical instruments will be needed for the paper. So there are a few important instructions on the paper, such as you will need to write your center number, your candidate number, and name on all the work you hand in. You will need to write in dark blue or black pen. You may use an HB pencil for any diagrams, graphs, or rough working. You're not allowed to use staples, paper clips, glue, or correction fluid. You will need to answer all the questions, and no calculator is allowed for paper 1, or paper 2, calculator is allowed. You should show all your working in the booklet in order to gain marks. And the number of marks is given in brackets at the end of each question or odd question. The total number of marks for this paper will be 50. So there are few important index for checkpoint mathematics year 9, which will be covered. Numbers, algebra, geometry, measure, handling data, and problem solving. Before we go into each of the content, let's go into the general guidelines on how we mark the answers that involve number and place value, unit of length, mass, money, duration, or time. So if the marking scheme does not specify the correct answer, we'll need to refer to this general guideline. So in order for you to answer questions that involving number and place value, this table would show various general rules in terms of acceptable decimal answers. So they will accept omission of leading zero if answer is clearly shown, such as 0.675 without the zero. They will accept tailing zeros unless the question has asked for a specific number of decimal places, 0.7000. Always accept appropriate tailing zeros, such as 3.00, 5.000, and they will accept a comma as a decimal point if they've been taught. So for the units here, units are not given on answer line and the question does not specify a unit for the answer. The correct answer will be 1.85. It will also accept correct conversions provided the unit is stated, which is 1 meter 85 centimeter, 185 centimeter, 1850 millimeter. This will apply if the units are not given and the question does not specify a unit for the answer. We will not accept 1.85 alone without the unit, or 185 meter, which is not equal to 1.85 meter. So let's look into the second situation, which is if the unit is given on the answer line, blank meter, you can put the correct answer will be 1.85, but they will also accept the correct conversion provided the unit is stated unambiguously, such as 185 centimeter. They will not accept 185 meter or 1850 meter. The third situation will be if the question states the unit that the answer should be given. Give your answer in meters, for example. The correct answer, of course, will be 1.85 meter. You can also answer 1.85 alone or 1 meter 85 centimeter. You're not allowed to answer without the conversion of other units. Money. Let's talk about questions that involving money. So it is essential that appropriate units are given in the answer. So this table will show you acceptable or unacceptable versions. So if the amount is in dollars and cents, the answer should be given in two decimal places. They would accept 0.30 or $9 or $9.00. Will not accept any zero in front of the number. If units are not given on answer line, okay, you can put any unambiguous indication of the correct amount, but they will not accept the numbers without the unit. If dollar is shown on the answer line, you can put the answer as 0.30 or 0.30 cent, but you are not allowed to. They will not accept if there's no 0 point, which is a decimal, because this cannot be accepted because it is ambiguous. But if the dollar sign is deleted, it became acceptable. So if the cent is shown on the answer line, you can answer 30 cents or $0.30. They would not accept 0.30 cent or $1.30. Duration. So, and if we are talking about a question involving duration, all you need to do is they will accept any unambiguous indication by using a reasonable abbreviation, such as hours. You can use abbreviation of HR or HRS, minutes MIN or MINS, or second SEC or SECS. They will not accept incorrect or ambiguous formats such as 2.30 hours. Okay. They will accept correct conversion with appropriate units, which is 2.5 hours. If you change it into minutes, it will be 150 minutes, or if you change it to second, it will be 324 seconds. They will not accept the conversion without the unit. They will accept unambiguous digital stopwatch format also, but they would not accept it uh, without the unit. So let's talk about time. There are many ways to write the times in both numbers and words, and marks should be awarded for any unambiguous method. So some example are given here. Okay, they would accept this kind of answers for time, duration, such as 70730 can be written as different way. 7:30, or you can write it in 24 hours format. You can write it in words, but they will not accept it they will not accept ambiguous format. Okay, so let's talk about the index today, such as the first one will be numbers. So under numbers, there will be few subtopics such as operation, using a calculator, place value, decimal, percentage. These numbers has been covered from year 7 to year 9. Let's look into the example of the question here. So Jamie has 60 counters. He gives 1/3 of his counters to Sam and 1/4 to Sally. How many counters does Jamie have left? So this question requires 2 marks, and you will need to do the working, need to show the working for 2 marks. So first, what you can do is you can ask both of the fraction in order to know the whole total fraction of how much has been given to Sam and Sally, which the answer will be 7/12. Now you can multiply it with 60 and you get into the form of numbers, and you can minus 60 with 35 in order to get how many counters does Jamie have left. So let's look into the answer scheme. So the answer scheme here, it's a 2 mark question. The answer is 25, of course. They will award 1 mark if they've seen any numbers 20, 15, 35, or the fraction that you have written just now for the working. Okay, so this is how they answer question based on, they mark the paper based on the answer scheme. Let's look to another example. So if the example says round 23.649 to 1 decimal place. So this question here is a 1 mark question. Though it's a 1 mark question, we'll need to look into the answer scheme. The answer says 23.6. So what if you answer 23.60? They will not allow to give, they will not award you any mark for 23.60, as this shows a 2 decimal place. Let's look into the next content of index, which is algebra. So under algebra, you have few subtopics, as you can see here. Solving problems, simultaneous equations, of course, formula, sequences, expressions, coordinates, gradients and intercepts, functions, and so on, etc. So these are also topics that we have learned from year 7 up to year 9, and they will be summarizing it and putting it into the checkpoint year 9 mathematics. Let's look into example of a checkpoint question based on algebra. So if they say simplify 3x plus 2y minus x plus 4y, all you need to do is you will need to arrange the unknown, which is the like term, and this will make you be easy to answer. So once the like terms are together, now you can simplify as 2x plus 6y. So since this is a 1 mark question, you can leave the answer as this. Now let's look into the answer scheme on how the examiner will be giving you the mark. So as you can see here, our answer was 2x plus 6y. Okay. They will also accept if you want to make it even more simplified by factorizing the answer. So both answer could be accepted, and it is only 1 mark question. So now let's look into a critical thinking question on algebra index also. So Blessy does two calculations. She multiply her age by 5 and subtract by 12. She also multiply by her age by 3 and also add 4. She gets the same answer to both calculation. It means both of this equation could be equals to each other. So the question is given here as Blessy's age is B years. Write down an equation in B. So if you're going to use an unknown, you will need to only use the unknown that's been given by the question, which is B. If you want to use X or any other unknowns, it is not allowed. Alright, so let's look into the answer scheme here. Okay, the answer scheme say the B multiplied by 3 at 4 and E is equals to 5B minus 12. The answer scheme will accept any correct simplified equation, such as maybe you want to make it even more simplified, such as 2b equals to 16 or b equals to 8. It's even more simplified when you have the value of b. The next question wants you to state the whole the age of Blessy. So if you have already written it on the first answer, okay, they will award you the mark if the answer is seen in part A. But if you have a different answers here, then you will not have 1 mark. Okay, let's look into the next index, which is geometry and measure. So under geometry, you can see here there's a lot of subtopic, and this subtopic has been covered from year 7 up to year 9. So all of this subtopic is falling under geometry and measures. Let's look into the example of a checkpoint question based on this subtopic. We can go through. So first question will be the diagram shows a rectangle. All lengths are measured in centimeters. So they've said that this is not to scale, of course. So they'll ask you to write an expression for the area of rectangle, and they've already given you the unit. The units shows here is centimeter square. It means you need to multiply in order to get centimeter square. So we all know the formula for area of a rectangle will be length times width. So the length here will be 3t minus 4 and the width will be 7. So you may write the expression as 3t minus 4 in bracket, which is multiplied by 7. And you have 1 mark. So the area has been given for the next question. The area is 56 centimeters square. So they will ask you to work out the value of t. So just now we have done the expression, which is 7 bracket t minus 4, and the area is 56 centimeters. So you will need to work out the value where you have to first expand the fraction, the expression, which is 21t minus 28, which is equals to 56. So let's bring it into here. We will solve this as 21t equals to 56 plus 28. So 21t is equals to 56 plus 28 will be 84. So to find the value of t, you will need to divide 84 with 21, which you will have an answer of 4. The value of t will be 4. So let's look into the answer scheme. Okay, the answer scheme. So this is the expression that you can see. 7 bracket 3t minus 4. We will also accept it as the expanded version of the expression. So the correct answer will be t equals to 4. But how do they will award you the mark? They will award 1 mark for correct first step, which is where you have done the linear equation where you wanted to solve it. Also will allow you 1 mark for correct first step of rearranging the part as long as form of at plus minus b, where when you are bringing the like terms to after the equal signs, you will need to ensure that your plus and minus sign has been brought properly, and they will give you 1 mark for that. So you will either way get 1 mark, 2 marks for correct answer, and each mark for correct correct step. Okay, let's look into the next one. This is a question based on transformation, which is also under geometry. We can look at this question here. Quadrilaterals A and B are drawn on the grid. Okay, so you have A and B. I need you to describe fully the single transformation that maps onto A and B. So when you want to describe any transformation, you will need to know there are 3 types, which is what type of transformation. um if it needs a center for the transformation, you will need to state the center. Okay, so let's look into the answer scheme here. It is actually a reflection, the line of y equals to 2. How can you identify the line? Okay, you can see the distance between the reflection. Okay, and you can estimate the reflection of the line. uh, Of course, you will need to state the reflection of the line, which is y equals to 2. It is very important. Let's look into the information that they want to know. So both reflection and the line y equals to 2 are required for 2 marks. They will not give you marks if they do not accept this as a drawing on the diagram. It must be a description, because they've given you the question here as described. So they will not give you mark if you are only going to draw on the um, diagram. You will need to describe it. So they will also award you 1 mark for a reflection of y equals to 2 if they've seen the reflection line there. So of course, reflection line should be there, and also your description as reflection in the line of y equals to 2. Okay, let's look into the next content, which is handling data. Okay, so under handling data, you can see a few subtopics here, which is mode, rate, averages, graph. How do you answer questions based on graph? How do you find the mode, the median, the average of any data, ungrouped data or group data? Okay, discrete, continuous group data. So let's take one of the example, which is group data. Okay, Suresh and Monty both took part in 7 cricket matches. So this table shows the number of runs Suresh scored in these matches. So there are 7 matches and there are few runs they have stated here. So the question wants you to find the mean and the range of the number of runs scored by Monty. The question is given you. So the mean here is 33 and the range here is 17. So the question is asking which of these 2 players scored more runs on average. They want you to show the working. Okay, so let's look into the answer scheme. It says Monty because mean for Suresh is equals to 29. So how do you actually answer? How do you actually gain marks? Is you must have a correct name and explanation for the 2 marks, and you will be awarded 1 mark for either correct addition to 203 or by the correct division of 7. So for this question here, which of the 2 players scored more runs on average? You will need to show the working. Uh, as they said that the mean and the range of the runs scored by Monty are mean, which is the mean will be 33 and the range is 17 runs. So you will need to, of course, when you want to find the average, you will need to uh, plus all of this. Okay, you have to plus 22, 38, 13, 29, 36, 40, and 25 and divide it by 7 of the matches where you will obtain 203, and they will be, if they have seen you the calculation, they will be giving you 1 mark for that, and they will be giving you another mark for the correct name and explanation. Okay, so once you have done the working, you will be able to do the comparison, which player score more runs on the average. Okay, next question, whose runs were more spread out through your working. So you will need to spread out is basically the range of Monty has been given. So Suresh, how do you find range? You need to find the highest number, which is 40, minus by the smaller number, which is 13. So when you minus, you have 27. So you have to write to show you're working as 40 minus by 13, which is equals to 27. And your working is that only. So you will need to write Suresh because range is equals to 27. Once you have done the working, you can say the comparison, like whose runs were most spread out. Okay? So let's look into problem solving question. So for this example here, okay, Angelina, Lotte, and Manuel all buy petrol. They all pay the same price per liter. So Angelina buys 18.5 liters of petrol and pays $27 point 0.01. Lotte pays $40.15. And Manuel buys 28.3 liters of petrol. So who buys more petrol? Lotte or Manuel? So here, as you can see, why is it called as problem solving? Because Angelina has been given a liter and also how much he pays. Lotte has been given only how much he pays. And Manuel has been given only the liters that he bought. So you have to show the working on why do you say that which one, who buys the more petrol. Okay. So first you need to find amount of one petrol. So 28.3, okay, will be divided into 18.5 in order to get 1 liter, and you multiply by 27.01. So any of this working has been seen, they will be giving you 1 mark. Or you can also say $40.15 divided by the number of petrol that Angelina bought, and you multiply by 18.5, and you can see the answer here. So any of this implied here, and you can see that who buys more petrol. Of course, Manuel buys more petrol. Okay, next question. Hari buys 38.5 liters of petrol. He pays 54.67. So Josie buys the same type of petrol and pays 80. So calculate how many liters Josie buys. So you can actually find the amount of 1 liter first, which is 80 divided by 54.67. Having such, you can multiply by 38.5 liter where Hari bought, and you can have the amount of what Josie buy, which is 56.3 liters. Okay, so I think that's all for today's seminar, right? Few tips. Ensure that you are well prepared before answering checkpoint mathematics year 9. Okay, ensure that you have all your equipment or anything that is important on that day, um, in order for you to not have the last minute preparation. So best of luck for your exam, and I hope this video is helpful for you to answer your checkpoint mathematics year 9. Thank you.